What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, guys. Welcome to Bread Brothers. We're back again. Today it's just me only, but I'm here with another brother, Tony. Tony's been our man in our Discord group. He's been smashing it. Instead of me introducing Tony, let Tony introduce himself. He's an OG from 2017. Go over it, Tony. Let's get in there. Let's get in there, son.
Hey, mate. Thanks for having me on. Before I even introduce myself, I've got to say I'm living for these chats right now. I'm just loving the NFT space. It's just absolutely sucked me in, and it just makes so much sense.
Isn't it, Tony? It's very addictive. Like, you know, the guys who are watching this, they're most likely NFT guys already. But I think once you're kind of in this industry, or even just starting to, you know, try anything in NFT, it's just, yeah, you're just captivated by it.
Yeah. It's definitely taken over. Like, especially since really collaborating with the community in the Discord group. It's just what I'm constantly checking on my phone now. I just want to see what everyone's saying, what they're doing, because the topics of discussion aren't just random topics. It's just, it's quite insightful, like a lot of good questions, and watching other people who have been in the space for a long time give their perspective. And it's different to crypto. It's not the same. It's the same beast, but it's a different animal.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just to give everyone a bit of a gauge where that's how me and Tony actually became friends on the Discord groups, where we're just you know, chatting to each other, throwing forward and backwards, asking questions, and then you just connect. You know, he's an Aussie guy, so I'm in Australia as well. It's terrific. And I'm like, hey, dude, why don't we just, you know, talk to each other, have a chat, led to this, and here we are, Tony. But the reason why I brought Tony on, guys, you're going to say, why did you bring Tony on? Tony is a big enthusiast of CloneX. He's our probably main guy that we always kind of touch base with what's happening with CloneX. So we're very fortunate that we have a CloneX guy. And then maybe later on in the further episodes, we're going to try to bring a moderator from CloneX. And a shout out to El Patron, because he's just been doing phenomenal in that Discord group. And if you're watching this, dude, I hope to see you in one of these episodes, and Tony's going to be on that episode as well. Tony, let's get into it. You know, we said that you're a 2017 OG. You've been in the space for a while. You've been in NFTs. You're a very successful businessman, but everyone wants to hear about the CloneX. Let's get into it. Tell us.
Okay. It's the easiest topic for me to talk about because I love it so much. CloneX, so formerly previously known as Akira. So that was the code name for this for quite a long time. It's a 20,000 item mint, right? It's the biggest of its kind. Like we haven't seen anything like it before, but it's been split up into two. So if you don't know a little bit about CloneX, as soon as you Google CloneX, it'll take you straight to the website. We can put some links into the bio for you guys to find your way there. Cool. So it's been split into two. So to be able to get into this project, it's not so simple. You actually need to own a previous item, which is what's formerly known as an eligible item, to give you access to the mint. So if you own one of their previous works, like one of the shoes, one of the
ferocious shoes, the pigeon, you know, from Jeff Staple.
Meta pigeon.
Yeah, I love the pigeon, man. I absolutely love the pigeon from Jeff Staple. Like, yeah, I would swap anything. And I think there's a trophy. There's a number of list of items there. Isn't that right, Tony?
Yeah, there's quite a few. But if you own one of their OG pieces, then you, which was going for about, you know, half an ETH, 1 ETH, not too long ago, you are eligible to have 3 CloneXs, right? Which goes for 0.05 ETH for a mint, which is very, very cheap, right? But you do need to own one of their previous pieces, which are currently going, the cheapest one you can buy right now is 13 ETH, right?
13 ETH. Well, it keeps fluctuating, Tony. Like, it ran up to about 19 ETH for the ferocious shoe that I can remember. And now it's down to 13 ETH. Well, like, it's going up and down. That's amazing.
If we're speaking specifically floors, then 13, 13.5, 14 is what it's floating at the moment. And the reason why this item is flying right now is because everyone wants to get into this. This is one of the most anticipated drops behind Mechaverse that we've seen. Once CloneX and the Artifact boys decide when we're going to have a date, that's when we're going to see a lot of noise, because they have been teasing us for a long time by calling it a code name Akira before they even actually announced their website. And they said if you own one of those previous 3 eligible items, people were snapping them up all the way up until 10 ETH before they even released the name of the project, which was revealed as CloneX. Talk about hype. That is crazy. That's not the only project that you're getting on. If you guys know Matty from DCL Blogger, he's one of the biggest players in the space. He has his own MetaKey Edition 2, which he collabed with RTFKT Studios with. If you own one of those pieces, you are eligible to get a mint, right? And that's currently going for about 5 to 6 ETH. So if you've got that floating around, you can jump in.
Wow. Look, I think you've kind of, the people who do know about it and the people who don't know about it, they're kind of probably surprised what's, the engagement there, the floor prices. Tony, I think everyone is going to be excited about this project. I like the fact that you were saying that they were teasing us, and they've still got a lot of elements, and they're still doing the teasing little things there. Like they mentioned about an airdrop happening the first week of the official drop, whenever the date is.
And they said that this is going to be one of the best airdrops they've ever done.
Yeah, wow.
I can't imagine how that can get any better than what they've done previously. And then they're not exactly known to hype their own projects, but you showed me a podcast that was with Matty from DCL Blogger.
Yes.
You obviously remember that one.
Yes,
and his friend, Ben's friend, so Ben's from RTFKT Studios, and his friend owns a fair few of his pieces, and he had a piece that he grabbed at like under 1 ETH, which flew to 20 ETH, 23 ETH, and he had 5 of that type of piece. And he's like, Ben, should I sell it? And he turned around to his live, while I was listening to this live, and he turned around and said, trust me, don't sell it. 20 ETH. And I know, like, how can you possibly be so bullish? But he knows things that we don't know, which gets me excited. But
yeah, that's where it gets interesting. Now, I was one of the fortunate people who bought the original Ferocious shoe for like 3,000 US or so. And, it's gone up to some substantial Ethereum or substantial amount of money now. And on top of that, Tony, they gave us a free item, which is a trophy for Ferocious. That was a free item. It was just a free drop. I'm like, oh, cool. And I was actually like going, oh, it doesn't, oh, well, it's a free drop. Like, it's not going to be worth anything. But that trophy itself is worth something now too, Tony, as you said before.
Truth be told, that's how I got into the project. I thought I can't ignore this any longer. I thought maybe I'll wait for the public sale and get involved. I was spreading my money around in other places with ETH. And then I picked up the bonus item, which was the shoe that spins around, which you would have got for free. I got it for 7.7 ETH. And I was just like, look, I'm just going to ape into this project now.
And I think you did a very smart move. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I spoke to Ferocious myself on her Discord group.
Yeah.
And I asked Ferocious the question, do you do the music for yourself on all your NFTs? And his response was, yes, I do. So any NFT created by Ferocious, the beats, the music in the background is actually created by him. So I think that would add a whole different element. Like, he's becoming bigger and bigger in the NFT space. So investor hat coming on now, Tony. For me, I was first considering of selling my, maybe I should, cash out my trophy or my, or my Ferocious shoe. But I thought to myself, I'm like, hold on a minute. It's an actually Ferocious piece. Do you know what I mean? Why am I sacrificing one of my NFTs? And then I've got a potential, as you said, I'm going to get a potential 3 more NFTs. So if I sacrifice one, I'm technically sacrificing 4 NFTs. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I rather hold my NFT, get the 3, and I still got my Ferocious piece, because I think that itself is going to be very valuable on its own. So, you know what I mean? The investor hat of mine was just saying, it's probably better to keep this and see where it goes. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know what it's going to do, but the project itself is just doing amazing, Tony. And I'm going to say one more thing, Tony, and you probably thought about this too. I actually went home and I'm like, okay, so from one NFT, we've got 3 NFTs, and then they're giving us airdrops as well, Tony, right? For per avatar. So what's happening there? We're getting 1, 3, and a 3. So you're getting 7 NFTs on its own. It's a no-brainer.
Oh God, I know. It's just, and they're just not giving us a date.
No,
Not giving us a
no.
date, but they're giving us a timeline roughly, because they did say that it would be launched mid-October. But
Yeah.
I think they wanted to perfect a few things. Well, this is what they're saying at least. Some people are
Yeah.
saying that they held it back because they wanted Mechaverse to have their day in the sunlight, right? And they said, "Look, wait for the real. Let's wait for the real players to come through." And I think with Mechaverse dropping, and God bless them, it was a really good project, and it didn't go so well to start. But CloneX will probably be licking their lips at this stage because there's a lot more money in circulation right now. I liked how you've got diamond hands around this, because it's so tempting to sell that ferocious piece. Like, what's it worth now?
I haven't checked it, but last time I checked, it was about 15 to 16 ETH.
That's crazy. That's life-changing money, right?
It is. It's
you're
big
hanging
money.
on to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it because, as I said, I hold two pieces, and we just did the maths there. From one NFT holding on, you're gonna have a total of 7 NFTs. So if I'm holding 2, I'm gonna get 14 pieces, and whatever happens, Tony. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to regret it. There's that point in time where you just like saying, I should have bought, I should have sold. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what you thought when you were buying into this project.
Oh, look, my strategy since I first got into crypto is buy it, forget about it. It's not there to be touched, right? And
Awesome.
there's a lot of tax benefits in Australia if you hang on to something for more than 12 months anyway. Basically, capital gains tax is 40%, but as soon as you're hanging on for it more than 12 months, it goes to 20%.
In regards to this, the CloneX project, I think it's going to get up bigger and bigger. But for people who are watching this video whenever, you might realize that crypto is pumping. And when crypto usually goes up in value, Tony, the NFTs, and we discussed this in an episode previous to this, that the value of NFTs drop. So if you are considering of buying a eligible item, I would consider around this period of time when everyone is trying to, cash out. Everyone's, happy to sell their NFTs for less than, what it was originally. So you might get like a 2-3 ETH discount. And I think it's a great time, Tony. Are you considering of buying any more eligible items, Tony?
Oh, look, I want to. It just makes sense to do it, because it's not a project. Because you watch any YouTube channel, if you were around in the 2016, 2017 space, there's a lot of ICOs. Most of them are gone. There's a lot of places in NFTs, because we're anyone who's watching this is early, right? And
definitely
a lot of the projects have been gone. RTFKT Studios is not going anywhere. If you are one of the very wise and strong diamond hands who can hang on to a piece for 3-4 years, that's going to set you up, right? So that's why I was kind of commending you before for hanging on to the ferocious piece, because he was just at Sotheby's. He was actually at Sotheby's, wasn't he? And he had he set some record sales. The kid's 18 years old. What's going on?
He like Ferocious is just breaking. Ferocious, I think, is just going to do exceptionally well. He's going to become essentially the face of NFTs. People, don't take me wrong. People kind of set the record of $69 million piece.
Million
$1 million piece, right? And I think Ferocious is going to do something astronomically as well. So if you're holding on to these earlier pieces, I think it's more valuable. But the CloneX guys, the RTFKT Studio team, I think they're very confident. They're very confident. They want to be the first fashionable brand in the metaverse. And so even if Nike comes along, right? Even if Nike comes along, and Nike is a very big shoe brand, but if Nike comes into the metaverse, they have to kind of take a backseat from RTFKT Studios, because RTFKT Studio is probably going to hold that title. And for me, as an investor, I think it's a good strategy to that's why I like to hold it. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather invest into something that is long-term and has a project mentality where it's got a projection of 12 months or more. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, look, there's with the mint, there's 20,000 to claim. So there's 10,000 to people like Ibby and myself and a lot of other people which have got an eligible item, right? But as soon as that ends, how do you buy? Well, you'll be jumping into what's known as a public sale, which is a Dutch auction. For those who don't know what a Dutch auction is, the project starts the price, the auction at a certain price, and it goes down by a timer, right?
Yeah.
And there's 10,000 to go. and 5,000 might go within the first 10 minutes, and it might go for about 25, 30 minutes.
Wow.
And what they're saying right now is it's going to start at ETH, and there's no promises for this. They're just saying they might start at 3 speculation. It's going to finish at 1 ETH, right? Wow. So I'm expecting this to sell out pretty quickly, because if you look at anybody who holds an eligible piece, they're going to be the deciders of what the floor is going to be immediately. And I don't think it's going to be a low floor, because the cheapest piece that you can buy that's an actual eligible item besides the meta keys is 13 to 14 ETH. So if these people are holding these super valuable items and they receive their three CloneXs, and I don't think a lot of them are going to list it. No. Do you think they're going to list it for less than 5 ETH?
Nah, it doesn't make sense, Tony. Like, we'll go into predictions as well, Tony, because I want to hear your prediction in regards to this, right? My prediction in this type of thing is, I know that there'll be a lot of flippers in the game, because some people might say, look, I'd rather take some off the table. I reckon the floor price will standardly probably around be about 8 ETH. And then once the flippers are out of the way and RTFKT Studios actually drops the alpha bombs where everyone's like, whoa, I'm expecting this project per avatar, right? Per avatar, about 15 to 20 ETH, man. I'm going to call it. I don't care what anyone says. That's how bullish I am on this project. This is how bullish I am, because I've seen it when they initially dropped it and there was that much hype in it, guys. Like, I'm not joking. There was, like, when they first brought out the forging and everyone just lost their mind. And then, you got like the 3D print of it as well. Everyone was like, well, this is crazy. So, and there wasn't even that much people in the NFT space, but now there's much more people now, Tony. And I know, like, I'm just making assumptions again, but that's why I'm so bullish on it, because they've got the physical elements coming into it. They've got even the digital element to it. They said that you can actually use your avatar for your Zoom calls. Like, if I'm talking to you now, I could have put my avatar on and bang, we're talking.
And not to mention, it's the first ever avatar to have utility to be operated into the metaverse.
There you go. So my prediction, coming back to it, and I'm going to ask yours in a moment, Tony, is my one is 8 ETH initially. And then when it hits the floor, when we get all the flippers out of the way, 15 ETH, guys, 15 ETH. Tony, let's hear what your prediction is.
All right. I think it's going to fall between 7 and 10 ETH almost straight away. Now that will sit there for about 5 days. Yeah. They're going to drop some news, right? The people will start delisting their items, and it will go as high as 14, maybe 13 ETH.
There you go, guys. That's pretty exciting, man. Like, if you own a couple of those, as Tony said, it's life-changing. It's super exciting. You just need to do what's right for you guys. There's no right or wrong in this. Never FOMO buy, because what me and Tony are talking about is not financial advice. We're not telling you to go buy an eligible item now. Me and Tony are just having a discussion about what we're doing, what we're thinking. So this is not financial advice. This is just purely just speculations. Please do your own research. But it's always nice to hear what other people are thinking, because that's the way I kind of operate too. I like to think what the other person's thinking, and then I kind of put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, that actually makes sense to me. And I'm hoping that something that me and Tony might say may make sense to you. What do you reckon? What's your last thoughts? Tell the audience what would you do if I'm entering the NFT space for the first time? I just heard about CloneX. What should I do, Tony? What should I do?
Join Discord groups, get involved in the community. I've realized now that I think I'll make my next best friends in this space. I've met you recently, etc. So I think the best way to get into NFTs, it's not about spending money. It's about getting involved in the community and understanding what this is. And when you understand the value behind it, and then you get sucked in like we do, decisions get made easy. But don't make decisions based on impulse and scarcity. Do your research.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming, Tony. I hope you guys found this video very valuable. We just wanted to give a quick summary of what CloneX is, the potential benefits of it, and we've given our price predictions too, Tony. A lot of YouTube channels don't do that. I thought that I like price predictions. I know that some people might say, oh, he's just a he's thinking of flippers and all that. But you know what? It's an investment. You need to think about this. Yeah, you do need to think about this. So thank you very much again, Tony. I hope to see you on the next episode when we talk about CloneX. And that is it, guys. We are all done. We are all done. Have a fantastic night. Peace out. See you shortly. See you soon. Bye.